We are witnessing the end of an era. The fighters that built the modern UFC are on their way out, but what's coming next might be even scarier. This isn't just a changing of the guard. It's a full-on takeover. In this video, we're going to take a look at the new generation that is taking over the UFC right now. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. The old guard is fading out. Dustin Poirier has his retirement fight coming up at UFC 318 against Max Holloway. Justin Gaethje likely has 1 to 3 fights left. Alexander Volkanovski is aging, 36 years old. He's been knocked out multiple times. His next loss is probably his last fight. Conor McGregor likely never returns to fighting. He is full-on political celebrity now. Kamaru Usman's knees are gone, and he hasn't won in years. Jon Jones is inactive, ducking the interim champion Tom Aspinall, and hasn't beaten a solid contender in years. Charles Oliveira is likely nearing retirement. Israel Adesanya likely to retire after his next loss. And Alex Pereira is aging and lost the belt. These were the anchors of the last 5 to 7 years. The UFC machine is being forced to reload. There's now a rise of a new wave of talent coming up specifically at 155 pounds and absolutely at 170 pounds. You have Jack Della Maddalena, who just became champion. He's already a fan favorite brawler. Shavkat Rakhmonov, an undefeated killer from Kazakhstan, possibly the most avoided fighter at 170 pounds. Michael Morales, the breakout of 2025 so far, smoked burns, and he's only 25 years old. Carlos Prates, flashy finisher with huge star power and huge potential. Joaquin Buckley has reinvented himself in a new weight class, being 6-0 in welterweight in the UFC. He went from the viral knockout head kick against Impa Kasanganay, basically only being known for that, to now being a very real title contender at 170 pounds, and he's even facing Kamaru Usman next month. Machado Garry, love him or hate him, he garners a lot of attention from the fan base. Sean Brady, back on track, future title challenger, absolute bitch and a half to deal with on the ground. And as you can see, welterweight is very clearly the best division in the sport right now. Jack Della Maddalena, 28 years old, champion. Sean Brady, 32. Shavkat, 30. Ian Garry, 27. Joaquin Buckley and Carlos Prates, 31. Michael Morales, 25. We're starting to get back to an era of young contenders. We're getting away from all champions being 33 to 36 like they have been for the last few years. And at lightweight, we have Paddy Pimblett, who is a massive draw, and now coming off of his win over Michael Chandler, is primed for a top 5 opponent. We also have Mauricio Ruffy from the Fighting Nerds, who is a star in the making that just needs one big win, and it's going to be his next matchup. I'm really excited to see who it is. Wheel kick KO over Bobby King Green in his last fight. Next fight for him is going to be a massive matchup that will determine if he stays on this star champion type of trajectory. And then obviously undefeated number 3 pound for pound, Ilia Topuria, former featherweight champion, is now at 155 pounds. Massive star facing Charles Oliveira at UFC 317 for the vacant lightweight belt. And then the man that just vacated that belt at 155 pounds, Islam Makhachev, number 1 pound for pound, is now moving up to 170 pounds. So we have absolute craziness going on in these weight classes, but we have young guys that were unknowns to us 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, that are now on the verge of taking over divisions. Now, why does this matter for the UFC? Well, the company needs new headliners. Pay-per-view stars equals long-term business. If JDM, Shavkat, Pimblett, Topuria don't hit, the UFC is in trouble. This is why Dana is desperate to make new stars, because he knows that Islam, Ilia, JDM, and even Ian Garry have to hold down the fort for the next 5+ years. It also means new fighting styles are going to be in championship type of positions. We are back to a lot of strikers, snipers, and brawlers, but strikers of all types getting back to the belt, especially if Sean O'Malley wins at 316, which is a shift away from the wrestling heavy champions that we have had for quite some time. This also means new attitudes and new promo. Is this going to be repeats where we get more Conor McGregor clones, or is it going to be less trash talk and it's going to get more like mainstream sports? And it also means new expansion of the UFC and of the sport and of the fan base to previously kind of not neglected, but not as developed MMA regions like South America, Latin America. I mean, even Australia, New Zealand, that'll continue to grow with Jack Della Maddalena and Volkanovski having belts. And who's ready to be the face of this new generation? Who has it and who doesn't? Is Jack Della Maddalena the next Dustin Poirier, longtime brawler, fan favorite? And Shavkat very well might be a GSP level fighter in the future or have a GSP style legacy if he remains undefeated. But can he sell a pay-per-view? Can Ian Gary avoid being the Colby Covington of this generation that talks a lot and never gets an undisputed title? Can someone like Paddy Pimblett, Ilia Topuria, or Carlos Prates become a pay-per-view monster? It's the fight business. The stakes are high, and not everybody's going to survive this. UFC needs new, young fighters that stay active, get finishes, and promo on the mic. This isn't just a shift in fighters. It's a shift in eras from the modern COVID era where the UFC blew up to the next generation of stars. Now, you tell me in the comments, who do you think is going to lead this new generation? Who's going to be the GOAT of this generation? And who is going to fall short and lose big title fights, lose opportunities, and just be another middle of the pack type of fighter that never breaks through to become champion? Let me know your thoughts down below. Did you like this video? Then like and subscribe down below. I also do multiple live streams per week, along with behind the scenes content and members only live streams for our channel members. So become a channel member for access to bonus content. It's only $5 per month and it greatly helps the channel's growth. I also do a podcast with my best friend Bo, and I have a non-MMA channel as well called Wyatt's World. You can check both of those out linked below.